Welcome to another episode of How I Discovered My Gift with yours truly. This is David D. Simons. This is a solo episode and a concept I want to talk about that I think will help people today, and something that I don't think most people really understand its power and really overlook this. And I've seen this across the board for people that are highly successful and they operate in this principle. So let's jump right in. The principle that we're going to be talking about today is the power of paying for relationships. I know that sounds really weird. When you think of paying for relationships, this is not typically a good scenario. But get your mind out of the gutter. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about paying for relationships in the business context, in the business realm, in mentorship, in coaching, and all of those things. Here's why I say this. Because when I look back over the relationships that I have in business, some of the most profound things that have happened to me have happened as a result of paying for the relationship. And what I mean paying for the relationship, it's not always a financial transaction, but there's always some form of exchange. I'll give you an example. One of my mentors today, still a strong mentor in my life, a friend, someone who I value greatly, highly admire. He's been on the show. His name is Dr. Delatoro McNeil. I remember meeting him, and there's a whole nother story. If you haven't, I think I have an episode that talks about the whole story in detail. But basically, I offered to help with podcasting, really to get to know him and befriend him. That's the true, honest motive I had to learn more about who he is, learn from him, be connected to him, be closer to him. And I created, helped him with creating some podcast stuff for him. And it just blossomed into a friendship that I could not even have imagined. And then that has opened up series of doors and opportunities and things that I could never have imagined. And so I think about that and I'm like, wow, most people, when they find somebody they admire or they find somebody they'd like to work with or be mentored by, they don't understand there has to be a price paid. And sometimes that price is with your talent, some gift you have. This is where gifting comes in, that your gift can open up doors for you and open up resources for things to happen for you. So in that case, I leveraged my gift. But then further along in the relationship with Dr. Delatoro, I invested in his programs. I paid to come to his conferences, and I invested into what he was showing me and teaching me, and that's something I had to really learn. In all transparency, that was a stretch for me, and I had to break past this mindset. I was like, wait, he's a mentor, he's a friend. Why am I paying for this this program that I was about to pay for, and flew to go to the program, right? I'm just trying to give you a heads up of where my mind was at. And I'm so thankful that he didn't just say, oh, just come on the comp or yeah, no, just, I'm so glad he charged me. I'm so glad he let me understand. Because guess what? That program, shout out to that whole program, which is called Crush the Stage. And that has transformed my life in business and in speaking opportunity. I can't tell you how many things have come about from that alone. I became an adjunct professor shortly after that because somebody saw me speaking and saw how I was controlling the room, how I was handling situations in speaking environments. And this is all a result of paying for relationships, paying for mentorship. There's some mentors you'll have in your life that are free. There's not going to be a charge. That they don't want to take a financial exchange for what they're pouring into you. But the truth is, you're better off paying into that mentor or paying into that coach. It's something about a transfer that happens that you just cannot duplicate when you don't put an investment. I believe in the power of seed time and harvest. And when you sow seed, there you take some time and there will be a harvest. So I've done this both in professionally and personally. My transition from leaving corporate America happened because I paid a coach, and for me, it was a stretch. My first coaching experience, I would say, paid coaching experience, happened right away as I was leaving corporate America, transitioning from corporate America to run my business. And for me, it was a stretch because here I was paying this man. Check this out. Paying this man I won't give you the number. Okay, I won't give you the number. I was paying this man a good amount of money every month, and here's what happened. I was getting one call with him, one call a month. In my mind, that was mind blowing. I'm paying this person for one call every month for 6 months, and they made a good deal off of it. I, at the time, again, didn't have the right mindset to understand the importance of paying for relationships. And so the wisdom he taught me helped me to transition. What I paid him is nowhere near worth what I got in value for that transition to be able to run my own company, leave corporate America and build my own business. So it's not a clear and obvious thing for people to get this, but I'm telling you the rewards. Once you're in this realm and you start to pay for relationships, paying for mentorship, coaching, it's going to change your world. I've hired mentors in various aspects, from both personally, health. Right now, I have a mentor in the health space, or a coach, you could say, in the health space that I'm paying for. I've had coaching around breaking different patterns, thought patterns in my life, mental mindset coaching. I've had coaching around speaking, right, as I shared with Dr. Della Toro. I have coaching as far as overall business coaching, agency coaching, you name it. I've paid for it. I've not exaggerating, probably spent just in the last 2 years. Oh, in the last 2 years, over $200,000 in coaching. I know that, and mentorship and training and all that. At least. And over my career, it's beyond that. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the returns that I've seen from that are far outweigh what I've invested, and it always usually does, because you can. Here's what I believe, especially in the time that we live in now. The best investment that you could put into yourself is your education in yourself, because that's the only investment you can guarantee. You can't guarantee the stock market changes. You can't guarantee the real estate development changes. You can't guarantee a lot of things that are happening in the investment world, but you can guarantee the investment you put back into yourself. And I realize that. So that's why I bet on myself. I invest in myself to become better, a better leader, a better husband, a better team. I can think about just about every aspect of my life. There was on the other side, there was a payment for the relationship that helped me to grow and become better. So another benefit is that it can give you specialized knowledge. You're getting a shortcut. Some people call it time traveling, right? I don't have to take all the time that somebody else took to get to where they need to go, get to where they are. I can get what they got in less time. And it's a beautiful thing. I can go list on and on and on. One of my mentors is Dr. Myron Golden. One of the information that I'm getting from Dr. Myron Golden, who has poured 20 years of his sweat equity into becoming the businessman he is today, I can get from him within moments, a year or a month or a session, what took him decades to get. Right? That's a hack. So it's actually wise to invest in coaching because it's literally time traveling. The other thing about paying for relationships is that you can get so much value from who you become because you've made that investment. Like when you make that investment, guess what happens? You can now ask for investments for people to make investments in you. You value people's time and you value your time more, right? Because the truth is, coaching, consulting, all these things, they make you better as a person, which makes you better as it has a collateral effect, right? And it makes you better as a leader. It makes you better if you're married or in a relationship. It makes you better in your personal relationships. It has so much profound effect. One of my favorite books is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and that book has changed my life. And it's all about relationships. And one of the things that I've learned in that book is being genuine and building these genuine relationships, because when you go into these paid environments, you're going to meet people that you thought were unreachable, and then you get a chance to meet them and you genuinely build a relationship, and you don't know what can happen. I'm in a series of masterminds and groups where I've just met outstanding people and become friends with people that I never would have been able to become friends with had I not paid to be in these rooms, in these environments. And so I just encourage you, if you're on the fence about getting, so I have no coaching to sell you on this episode here, although I do have coaching. And you can inquire if you'd like. But I'm not even doing this from the perspective of you to get my program per se. I want you to understand that power of paying for relationships is for your benefit. It's really one of the fastest ways to growth. It's one of the fastest ways to success. And the wise people do this, right? So don't feel like, oh, they're trying to get over on me. No, paying for coaching, paying for consulting, paying for relationships is an important skill set to leverage in this new realm we live in today. You don't have all the time to learn all the things there. There's too much knowledge on the internet for you to learn and go through yourself and try to distill it. You're paying for people that have already distilled that knowledge and put it in either a program, a course, mentorship for you to be able to extrapolate from it and get it. So again, I'm not saying pay for relationships to be inauthentic. It's about authenticity at the same time and genuine connections. But I just want you to know that this is a valuable way to level up yourself and your business. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.